All right, getting into section 3.7 today, which is using formulas. This is something that you guys have done in science class so far. Um, if you remember back to last chapter in science, where you had volume was equal to length times width times height, right? That was your three-dimensional figure. In section 3.7, we're going to specifically look at just area and perimeter formulas for rectangles. But our learning target is to solve problems using formulas and specifically involving area and perimeter of rectangles. All right, a formula is an equation that shows the relationship among certain quantities, right? Where our volume is related to the length, width, and height of an object. Um, Perimeter, we're going to find a perimeter formula, but perimeter is the distance around a figure. Since it's a distance, it's a single dimension, right? Like you could say the perimeter of that figure was 25 feet. Where area is the amount of surface enclosed inside, and so you need two dimensions for that. So you could say like the area of that rectangular figure is 25 square feet or feet squared, meaning it's a two-dimensional measurement. If you remember to volume, right, when you did it, you had cubic centimeters. I think you got into milliliters or whatever. That was the dimension, but it was three-dimensional, which would why it would be cubic. All right. So perimeter is a single dimension. It's a distance. Area is two-dimensional. So we'll have to use square units for that. All right, perimeter and area formulas. Okay, perimeter is essentially just adding up all the sides. And in a rectangle, you know that there are two sides that are the same called the length, the other two sides that are the same called the width. So we could simply find there's only two different, but four side lengths and add them together. Or you'll also see it as find the two lengths, add them together, and multiply by two. You'll also see perimeter written as 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. And we'll look at using all of those, and you can decide which way you want to do that. Area of a rectangle is going to be base times height or length times width. All right, let's look at some examples here. So in example 3, it says find the perimeter, right? Remember rectangle. This would also be a 2 millimeter section, and this would be 6 millimeter. So if we just add up the four sides, 2 plus 6 plus 2 plus 6, right, we would get 16 millimeters as our perimeter. Let's look at one of the other formulas, right, where we have perimeter equals 2L plus 2W, right? And so we could say 2 times the length of 6 plus 2 times the width of 2. Again, we'd have 12 plus 4, which would we get 16 millimeters either way. All right. For area of the figure, we have area equals length times width. So in this example, right, and notice that we have three variables. You can only solve for one variable at a time, so we must know two of the variables, and we just plug in the two that we know. We know length and width, right? And remember, with multiplication, it doesn't matter. I could say that that's 2 times 6 or 6 times 2. In both cases, we should get 12 millimeters squared, right? Remember, area is a two-dimensional measurement. So go through example 4, 5, and 6 there and list the perimeter and the area for each figure. Right, so you want the perimeter and the area. Perimeter and area. Make sure you have the correct unit. So pause the video here and try those three examples. All right, so in number 4, you should have gotten 18 feet for the perimeter and 20 square feet or 20 feet squared for the area. Number 5, perimeter was 240 meters, and the area was 3,375 meters squared. And that came from 45 times 75. Adding up in number 6, 84, 126, 84, and 126, the perimeter would have been 420 miles. And then the area, 84 times 126, gave us 10,584 square miles. All right, a couple word examples. And it might help for you to draw the figure, but we're going to find the area in the perimeter. So in number 7, it says a rectangle that is 21 by 13. So we can say 21 by 13, right? This one would be 21. This one would be 13, right? To give us our rectangle. And number 8, a square. It's 25, 25, 25, and 25. Find the perimeter and the area for each of these. All right, so pause the video here and then check your work. All right, adding up 21, 13, 21, 13, we got a perimeter of 68 inches in the first one. And then multiplying 21 times 13, you should get 273 square inches, right? So you'll see it written like this, inches squared. Those are the same thing there. In the square example, right, the 425 centimeter sides add up to 100 for perimeter, and 25 times 25 would give you 625 square centimeters. All right, now it says find the missing measurement. All right, find the missing measurement. So before it gave us length and width, and we had to find perimeter or we had to find area. Here it's going to give us some information. We have to find what's missing. For example, it tells me the area, right? So if we have area equals length times width, right? We don't, we have 3 variables, right? And we don't know both of these measurements, but we do know the area is 210. And I know either the length or the width. Let's just say that the length is 10, and we're going to find the width. So this goes back to our section on solving single step equations, right? It's 10 times W. 10 times something equals 210, right? So my step to solve, right, my inverse to get W by itself would be divide both sides by 10. And we should get that the width equals 21, right? And if you check it out, does 21 times 10 equal 210? The answer is yes, it does. Here, recall our perimeter is equal to length plus width plus width. Okay, and here it tells us that the perimeter is 208. And it tells me one of the measurements is 20. Again, it doesn't matter what you call it, if you call it length or width. So I'd have 2 sides that are 20, and then 2 sides that are the same, but I don't know what that measurement is yet. So let's first simplify, right? Going back to our solving sections, right? So let's first simplify. So here we have 208. Here I have 20 and 20, right? Constant. So we're going to combine those. That's 40. And then W plus W would be 2W. Right? So now we have to solve for our variable. So we have a positive 40. To inverse that, we're going to go minus 40 on both sides. So we cancel, right? 40 minus 4 is 0. Over here we have 2W. And then 208 minus 40 is going to give me 168. Now, to inverse times by 2, I'm going to divide by 2. And we should end up with W equals 84. Right? Take a quick minute to check that out. So we would have 20 and 20. And the other side would be 84 and 84. So if you add up 84 plus 84 plus 20 plus 20, does it equal 208? Answer is yes. So my width, my missing measurement there, would be 84. All right, I want you to take a minute and try to solve these examples. Okay, it says in number 13, the perimeter of a rectangle, so the perimeter is 100 centimeters. The width is 9 centimeters. We want to find the length. Okay, in number 14, it says the area of a rectangle is 319 kilometers squared. It says the width is 11. Find the length. Okay, first I want you to set up the equation that you're going to solve to find the missing measurement and then check back. All right, so with our perimeter equals width plus length plus length. So I filled in the perimeter of 100. And then I had the widths of 9 each, and I'm looking to find the length, right? If we simplify this, it'd be 100 equals, right? Constant term 9 and 9 would be 18. L plus L would be 2L. Over here, right, area equals length times width, or width times length, doesn't matter. Multiplication, remember, goes both ways. So I filled in the area of 319 and had 11 times the length, or length times 11, it doesn't matter. Pause this here, take a minute, and solve each of these. All right, check your work here. So I rewrote this one, 100 equals 18 plus 2L, right? So here was my variable term. I wanted to get rid of this number 18 first. It's by subtraction. So then I had, that cancels out. I'm left with just 2L. 2 times L equals 82. Divide both sides by 2. We should get L equals 41. Right, so that would be 41 would be your length, 9 would be your width, and that would give you a perimeter of 100. Here, solving the area, right, we divide both sides by 11, and because 11 times L equals 319, and we should get L equals 29, right? Or double checking, 29 times 11 equals 319. So that would be my missing length. All right, shorter assignment here. So after you, hopefully you've already finished your quick check for 3.5 and 3.6, and then work on the following problems. Use the answer key to check your work. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. Hope everyone has a great day.